Good evening, everybody. Lundlubber here, and we're bringing you our next Vault video for The War Within Season 2. We do know Paladin has quite a few myth slots. I think 2 myth slots. And then a hero slot at the end of that. Warlock has at least 1. Monk's got a couple of hero slots ready to pick up. Just a couple of little things realistically. Again, kind of falling behind on, keeping full vaults and stuff like that, but we're at least getting what we want done where we want it. So, we're going to start lowest of the chain here. So, starting with the Monk in our Mistweaver loot spec. 651, so we still got a lot of room to grow on this guy. So I'm excited to see what we get. Looks like we've got high altitude turban, hero helmet with a socket, so that's kind of nice. But then we've also got the Candle King veteran trinket. Not going to take that, realistically. So the option, I think, just goes to this, because then that way I can potentially tier it, but it gives me a socket. Right, that's going to be a big thing. So we've got Ascendant this week, which I believe is the one that you got to kill the elite mob, and it starts buffing everybody, so shouldn't be too bad. We're going to move on to the Warlock next. Kind of cruising through it pretty quick, right? Warlock's got 1 Myth Vault from Keys. And then I believe I did a couple hero bosses and some other not 10s, but like 7s and 8s, I think. So I might have 2 Mythic Plus slots, just not 2 Myth slots. So we'll take a look-ski here and see what we got going on for the Warlock. Nope, just these. That is probably the best trinket option that we could ask for, though, honestly. Because if I remember right, the BlazeCon Wax is really good. I'd have to double-check the sims on these. But I know a lot of casters tend to like that trinket. It is regarded as like one of the top trinkets, and we got a myth version of it, so not going to argue there. Especially considering we only did a few 10s on this guy, so we didn't have very many options. That wax is definitely a good one. But now, we're going to move to the main event. We've got the Paladin. We did a ton of 10s last week. We did a bunch on Tuesday night, and then Thursday night we went through, got a few more. I don't think we really did much over the weekend, unfortunately. I also slacked on Professions, so I need to start catching up this week on Professions. But we've got 2 myth options. We've got plenty of... Oh, my guy's naked for some reason. All right. We've got plenty of flexibility here, realistically, for myth items to take, right? Last week, the first myth vault that we got on the Paladin, we took a ring. So any other slot is realistically gonna be pretty good for us. So, brought loot spec, and let's see what shows up. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, I'll tell you that right now. Veteran, because we only did world events. We've got a myth one-handed axe. Not going to take that. We've got a myth improvised Sephorium pacemaker, giving you some extra crit. When exploding, critical strikes cause you to blow up again, extending the duration up to 15 more seconds, getting us a ton of crit strike. And as we know, Prop Paladin likes to do damage with the crit. So that's kind of cool. We also got Trashmaster's Mantle, but that's a hero Trashmaster's, and I believe... No, I don't have one already, but that Pacemaker, aces. That's what we're taking. Doesn't matter anything else. So, that sums it up for the vaults for this week. We got our 10 Rookery on this guy, so I'm excited to do that. But we're going to move into streaming here in just a little bit, so I do appreciate everybody who took the time to watch the vault video for today. Feel free to tune in when we go live later. We'll be doing some keys. We're going to be down a person, but we might have some other people kind of hopping in, helping out for the night. For the next few weeks, realistically, because one of our guys is going to be working some long shifts and not able to play with us. But, yeah, some pretty good vaults, realistically, across all the characters. So I'm super happy with that. I'm excited to see everybody when we go live later. Thanks again. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below, and you'll get to see when I publish my next vault videos over the next few weeks. We'll try to fill those ones out a little more as well. So, all right, again, see you guys later tonight.